oftentimes our first enemy isn't the bully at school. It's not the person that we see on the street. It's our parents. It's our mother, our father, or even both. For me, it was definitely both my parents. One was more apparent with it, with their jealousy, and that was my mom. She would pull me out of things that I would be good at. Be though as I was in ballet, as soon as I got offered to do the lead in a dance recital, I got pulled out for some reason. I was in tennis. As soon as I got offered to be in a team's tournament, I got pulled out. My quinceañera, if you will, my face mask that I had, I put it on my wall because it made me feel so pretty. She took it down. Anything that I had that I enjoyed wearing that made me feel pretty, she would often take it away and put it in her closet. Anything that I accomplished that I wanted to post up on the wall, she would often hide it. These are the things that narcissistic parents or jealous parents will do to a child that they're jealous of. And then it's like you take yourself wondering, well, why are they jealous of me? What is it that I did? I didn't ask to be born. I often said the same thing to myself, like, why doesn't she love me? Why is she so jealous of me? Why is it that she's constantly always trying to take something away from me? I remember I had a boyfriend named Chris, and him and his family took me to the mountains, and he got my name like made into like this bendy glass thing. Like they bend glass for you and they make your name out of it. I brought it home and I was so happy. And she was like, who got that for you? And I was like, Chris did. And I was just so happy. Unbeknownst to me, because of me having autism, I don't pick up on certain cues until I learn about them. And sitting there, I noticed her face turn upwards, and she walked out the room, and I just kept admiring my piece. So the very next day I went to school, and I was just telling my friends about it. Like, girl, look what Chris got me, blah, blah, blah. And then when I got home that day, I didn't see it on my dresser. And I asked her where it was. She was like, oh, it broke when I was cleaning your room. And I was like, that's crazy, because I dropped it a few times. It didn't break. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go, maybe I could put it back together. I looked in the trash can, and I seen that it was broken in half. So what I decided to do was put it back together and sit it back on my dresser. The very next day, I left happy that I had it back. And when I came back from school again, it was gone. And this time it was shattered into pieces. And she didn't bother to answer what happened to it. She told me, shut up. Oftentimes people like that will be very abusive. They'll even try to lie to other people to make you seem less than. I spent a lot of time being babysat by people because she didn't want to deal with me. And those people would always be like, oh, we love her so much. She's such a great child, she's so sweet. And that would make her feel so angry. Where a normal parent would be happy for those things to occur. A normal parent would be excited about your accolades. They would celebrate it, not her. And it took a long time to realize that, because she so strongly felt that she deserved the attention, the praise that I was getting, even though I wasn't even asking for it. Be careful of being in situations with jealous parents or jealous loved ones. You notice that when you're doing something good, say if you sing or if you dance or if you make music, they'll be like, oh, I do this too. And they'll start to compare themselves to you. Comparison is a thief of joy, literally. So placing yourself in a space where you are surrounded by people who do that, it's not healthy. Now, for us who are growing as children, it's not easy to just get out of someone's home. Like, it's not easy for that to happen. Sometimes you can't even fend for yourself. And sometimes they still put you outside even when you can't fend for yourself. I myself went through that. And then when it got word what she did, she immediately tried to pull me back in and make it seem as though I wanted to leave, when really you kicked me out the house, telling me that you're going to be the only woman in the house. It's often this idea of being threatened by someone else's energy. And then we have to think about us being chosen ones. This is why the collective oftentimes goes through things, because we're chosen. We come here with the light. We get placed in a family surrounded by people who hate us, surrounded by people who abuse us, surrounded by people who use us. We get placed around them, and our light irritates them. But it's really there to wake them up. And it's their choice to either wake up and do better and treat you better so life can treat them better, or they continue to treat you poorly, and then you escape that situation and you thrive, and they wonder why you're still thriving after they tried to steal your light from you. I can remember how many times I won awards at school, awards that no one else in the school would win, and she'd be like, well, why didn't you win something else? Almost to break me down so that I wouldn't be happy about what I did win. Anytime I felt some sort of happiness, anytime I even had friends who cared for me, terrible things would happen. She'd call their family and say that, she said she doesn't want to be friends with them anymore. She said this, she said that. I remember I joined a singing group. I formed a singing group, if you will, with 2 other girls that were my friends at the time. And we wrote a song called ABCs of Love. Beautiful song, beautiful song. And when my mother found the song, she said, "Who wrote this?" And I said, "Oh, me and such wrote it." Like, yeah, this is our song. We're going to record it. She then decided to wait until I went to sleep that night to call, okay, confirmation, to call the friend's mother and say, "Hey, she said that she wrote this song and not y'all, and that she's going to record it by herself." Doing things to sabotage friendships to place you alone. Doing things to sabotage opportunities to have you by yourself. Jealousy. And again, we still sit there and wonder, why would a parent be jealous of their child? Oftentimes there's things that happen to them in their childhood that they didn't get over. There's pain, there's circumstances that they wish they could have had but didn't have. And when being angry that I was in places and doing things and people were giving me compliments that she wanted to have, it made her angry. And of course all those things will result in abuse and other things like that. It's hard to grow in situations like that. You will develop not only abandonment moves, you develop limerence, you'll develop these self-sabotaging ways, you develop self-hatred. The things can go on and on and on. I myself went through limerence, self-mutilation, all those things. And it came to a point where she actually noticed that I was cutting myself. And all she would do was clean off what I was using and put it right back in the place where it was, because she enjoyed seeing that behavior. I remember I got placed on medication because I was having seizures. Being autistic sometimes will stare off in the distance. They consider that to be a seizure. They gave me medication for it, and I had been so depressed that I decided to take the whole bottle. I was lying on the bathroom floor, and I remember everything closing in on me, everything getting dark. And I heard the door open, and she was on the phone with someone, and she started laughing. She said, "Oh, she's just in here trying to kill herself. Ha ha ha." And then she put the phone down next to me. And the person on the phone was my friend at the time. And she was like, "Are you okay? Please go throw up. Please go throw up." And I was like, "No, I don't want to be here anymore. All I get is abused. All I do is get beat up. All I do is get yelled at. I'm always doing something wrong, even when I'm not. I don't need to be here. I hate myself." And when you're in those things, you're not thinking, why are they doing this? You're thinking, why don't they love me? What did I do wrong? And oftentimes as children growing up in those environments, that's all that we do. And we'll forever be in situations that will be trying to vie for someone's love, which has led to me being in relationships where I was constantly vying for someone's love, vying for someone to care about me. Oh, if I do this, they'll be impressed. If I do this, they'll love me more. That was stemming from childhood abuse, abandonment, trauma, and neglect. That's not something I advise anyone to do because it doesn't lead you anywhere but being around more narcissists. The biggest thing that we have to do is critically acclaim ourselves to be sovereign from all of those actions that they did. Realize that what they did had nothing to do with us. That we were not the ones that were wrong, that they were. And that because we are so filled with light, they have an issue with that. And the light is always going to scare some cockroaches away, honey. You know how they move. But sometimes cockroaches don't run when the light come on. Okay, confirmation. Sometimes cockroaches don't run when the light comes on. Sometimes they stand down. And you have to protect yourself. So I say all that to say this today. As someone who's been through it, who survived it, who made it, who's thriving now as an author, as a poet, as a philanthropist, as an artist, you can survive that and more. But you have to believe in yourself. That belief that they took away from you, you have to build it inside yourself. And it's very easy to do. And I know you're wondering, why are you saying that it's easy to do? Because it is easy. I'm not going to say it's not a hard process, but the steps are easy. Doing affirmations daily, meditating, quieting your mind, finding spaces that bring you happiness and peace, congratulating yourself for the small wins that you have. Even if it's something small, like, "Ooh, I got up today and made my bed." Boom, bitch, you did that. "Ooh, I got up today and I worked out." Boom, bitch, you did that. Giving yourself praise, giving yourself love, giving yourself honor. It's not wrong. It's not conceited. It's building yourself up. When other people have spent their time throughout your lifetime being here, trying to break you down. I want to let you know I love y'all. And I'm always praying for y'all. Now, I may not be religious, but God hears all and sees all because God is everything. God is everywhere. From the sky to the ground, to the ocean to the air. It is everything. I pray that y'all find peace. I pray that y'all find love. I pray that y'all find renewal and recovery in this process of healing. And if you are still in a home right now where you're undergoing narcissistic abuse, if you're a child or a teenager who's going through having a jealous parent or abusive parent, or a parent who's doing things that are unspeakable to you, I want you to know that it's not going to last forever. In this day and age, we can record things. Record as much as you can when they're doing those things to you, so that you can show someone that you trust, so they can help you get out of there, so you can start your journey the proper way. I love you.